Welcome to the Hat Show. The Hat Show. The Hat Show. It's the end of the season Hat Show. Ladies and gentlemen, we hit second peak record listener viewers on YouTube at the weekend.
No, it wasn't most.
He said we did 24,000.
I just said second most.
That's not even an achievement. This is like when we say thanks 50k.
We haven't done 24,000 before.
Oh my God.
We have. We did
25.
Newcastle last.
Listen, I said second most.
Jesus, Pete.
You should know. You were the producer.
Also, why are you still here on the show?
Sorry.
Hi
guys.
Melt into the floor.
I just thought there was a gap. I'd sit here.
It doesn't look right, you next to me.
I like it because we defend each other and we often fight each other's corners against these nasty people because we have a bond. You don't have to appease Tom anymore. I'm here to protect.
It's like minus.
And yet I wasn't included in
Why is it minus 10? And why is it raining outside? Why is it so gloomy at the end of the season?
I know, I thought
normally
we
it's
were
meant to be
gonna
like
have a nice
sunshine and fairy tales.
Well, it wasn't though because you ended the season badly and so did your shit team.
Finished.
Super 6 is over for the season where they gave away over £2.8 million in prizes. But do not panic. They're going to be back next season to do it all again. So make sure you go and follow Super 6 on their social platforms. That's at Super 6. Really easy. And download the app for regular updates. Next season is set to be even bigger and better.
Yeah, we ended it shit. What was it? A win in 6 games or something we ended on.
But I thought you were going undefeated.
Are you going to
Yeah,
apologise for the things you've been saying the last few
I
weeks?
don't give a shit. We got Champions League and a trophy.
No, you've had a great season, but be honest, but apologise.
I got a bit excited.
No,
but
seriously,
You
just
actually
apologise.
cannot just take any
I got a
accountability.
bit-
No, but the thing is, it sounds so much worse than what it is. It sounds like 5th place from second. I understand it sounds a lot, but genuinely,
a month ago, you said you're definitely finishing above Arsenal, and you're probably going to finish third.
Do you know what's up?
You did, and you were going to go and beat second, and you were going to go and beat for the
You know
rest
as
of the
well,
season. You couldn't have been further from the truth.
All viewers of Pitchside, right? If you weren't here, I think a lot, and I would actually be the same. I would be really happy for Newcastle with how they finished.
Yeah,
what season
absolutely.
They would.
Yeah, I echo that completely.
But I saw a comment at the weekend on our stream. It was like the 5 minutes when Newcastle weren't in the Champions League was the best 5 minutes. Can
I say, as ambassador,
you have turned hundreds of thousands of people.
As ambassador,
you and your club.
As ambassador of Newcastle United and all their supporters, we don't give a
Why
fuck.
are you looking straight down the camera,
I don't
bro?
want to be liked by you. You're all dickheads. I want to defeat you all. The only reason people used to like Newcastle was because we were harmless. We'd never beat anyone. But now we're actually pushing up there. Now we're bothering Arsenal. Now we're winning trophies. Oh, I don't like that.
To be fair,
I don't want to be liked.
Trophies?
Eddie Howe said himself.
Trophies?
I'm just seeing the future. But Eddie Howe said himself, he's like, we're not here to be liked. That's when Arteta was whining.
Yeah, but they are likeable.
Time.
Yeah, do you know what?
You're not.
I'll tell you what, you
I don't care if you
really
like us.
scared the league finishing 5th this year. And they're going to be...
Eddie Howe's so likeable. Eddie Howe's so likeable. He's such a nice guy.
He's
you
fucking
actually have good players.
But we're not
fans
there
are
to
actually really cool.
Are you going to moan about the refereeing decisions or no? Or guessing these ones are fine when they go for you, you're happy with them?
No,
yeah?
so I have actually quite a level-headed and fair
It's the chair,
thought.
mate. It's the chair.
So like
That's
maybe,
fair.
take that frown and turn it upside down.
He's not frowning.
He is.
I'm not.
I think, yes, it was a terrible decision from the ref. But
And that's the only reason.
There is no but.
also in football, we all know, no matter whether it's the start, middle, or end of the season, there's always a risk of a howler from the ref. So your job as a club is to make sure you put yourself in the best possible position on the final day.
No, you shouldn't have to mitigate
Newcastle benefited from the luck of a bad decision, but also throughout a whole season, we put ourselves in a place where we were above Aston Villa, and they couldn't benefit.
No, that's true. So that's like your Champions League journey. You should have put yourself in a better position to account for that PSG howler.
Yes, but it was a terrible reffing decision that robbed us. It is actually identical. I agree with your analogy.
So you should have done better though in that group, shouldn't you?
We should have, yeah.
Yeah, well, thank you for clearing that up.
Anyway, I think that's a very fair thing. But like, if I was an Aston Villa fan, I'd be feeling physically sick.
Also, are you gonna finally like take some accountability and say thank you to Arsenal Football Club for getting so far in the Champions League that you actually are in the Champions League?
I do want to actually say, I want to say thank you
to Arsenal
Say
Football
thank
Club.
you.
No, I'd like to say an honest thank you to a team that I've slated. I've been really nasty to. I think you can both agree.
Yeah,
and
100%.
anyone who I know support them, I've really went for. But I apologise, Man United, and I really appreciate what you did for us on that day. Arsenal can go fucking suck
You only have a position in the Champions League because of
Man
Arsenal
United.
Club.
Man United.
That's not because of Arsenal.
Man United did it for us.
The
Diallo, a former Sunderland player, specifically.
right.
I thought you said you did it from what you did all season.
No, the reason why
the
there's a fifth Champions League spot is because Arsenal got into the semi-finals.
Yeah,
I'm not thanking you. You're a dickheads. I'm thanking Man United.
You did.
I said Man United.
Oh, sorry. Well done.
Yeah.
Tom, I saw my bank account this morning.
Yeah.
And I saw you paid up for your bet, which is
I paid it as soon as you sent me the details.
What was the bet?
When we went to the pub.
I sent you your details.
You asked, you were pretty drunk to be fair, but I asked you for your bank details. You sent it me, and I sent it straight away. I'll pay my debt. You owe me £50.
You keep pointing at me for that. I don't know.
Because we had a bet on Forest to finish top 4. I obviously said no. You said
was I in on that?
Cal Freezy paid it 3 weeks ago. He said they've flopped.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I'll send it after this.
Once again, the profit is correct, guys.
Where did Forest finish, and where did I say they'd finish? I fucking told every one of you! And all you Forest fans, you know what, right? I've never had beef with Forest, ever. I actually haven't.
Now I do.
To me, they're just a good club. I don't care. I don't consider them Midlands. They're nothing to me, right? After the abuse I got for daring to say that Forest aren't as good as people think and they're not going to finish in the Champions League.
It's the way you said it.
But I was right. I was banged on. Everything I said was completely...
They still got Europe.
No, they've had a great season. Yeah. This is my point. Forest, you've had a great season. But to all the fucking dickheads...
You're belittling them.
I actually started to reply to some of them on Twitter.
You got rattled. You went really
No, to be fair, I love doing that when someone's been giving it a big one.
I've searched and gone back and just with thumbs up. Like, how are you?
To be fair, you did also say Man United would finish above them.
That was months ago.
No, I don't give a shit.
And he did say Chelsea would win the league at Christmas.
Yeah.
So did you. So
did I. Don't bring that one up. Don't bring that one up.
That was not fair.
I just wanted to be different, that was all.
Yeah, the Man United one didn't age well, but you were spot on with Forest in general. It's quite sad.
And I will be next season. They'll fall like a stone and Nuno will get the sack.
What do you think of the final day? I thought it was low-key kind of underwhelming.
Very underwhelming.
You know how normally the final day is full of goals and thrills.
Do you know, you say this right, but... Maybe my final days have always been different because...
Well, you're West Brom, aren't you?
No, yeah, and I feel like usually our games are just... There's nothing usually to play for.
You play for spoilers normally.
Premier League final games are... I'm gonna butcher this stat as usual. But I think the average goal
on the weekend
in the season is roughly around 2 goals a game. On the final day...
There's a goal in every game.
No, but in the final day of the season, it's like 2.5.
Really?
Yeah, so there's considerably a lot more goals.
I feel like there was a lot of nervousness. Apparently, we were very nervous and shit. But
you... But last week, you said you rise to the occasion.
We didn't against Everton.
And Arsenal.
Also, you had Isak
starting as
played well.
Isak's injured, though. Isak's got a bit of a... He's played the game, hasn't he?
He's been rubbish the end of the season, Isak, by the way.
He had a very rough, bad start to the season and a pretty bad end to the season. But the middle section was beautiful.
Lewis, it's kind of crazy, actually, that ironically, Arsenal are the ones that have caused Isak to stay at Newcastle and not go to Arsenal.
He wasn't. By the way, you're getting so excited thinking he was going to Arsenal. Like Arsenal were not the option. I think I would give him 70. I would have given him 70% chance of staying at Newcastle with the Europa League and giving us one more season.
Well, he's confirmed that he's going to stay, right?
He's definitely staying with Champions League. Yeah, so that's fucking massive for us.
That'd be great when you finish fucking bottom of the Champions League and then finish 7th in the league.
I know we briefly
bring the drones out again.
I know we briefly touched on it with your thoughts and opinions on the Villa decision, but if I was a Villa fan, I'd be absolutely livid because I think they made a correct point.
Well, there we go.
In the letter. They did say, first of all, common sense rule should prevail.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Common sense rule should be like,
everyone watching that game knows what
he scored.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't matter if he blew the whistle, hasn't affected the game.
That's what annoys me. Does it matter if you blew the whistle? Why does that matter?
It doesn't matter.
Common sense.
Can't they just go, okay, he blew the whistle, but it's a fucking goal. Let's just give it.
I agree. I do understand that.
I don't think you can't really blame the ref.
It's pointless as well that they've watched the VAR replay like 15 times.
Always blown the whistle.
And that doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah.
Because the whistle's been blown, it can't even go to VAR. Why are they continually watching the thing?
Point, like that game, that game was such a big game for like hundreds of millions of pounds for Champions League. They should have had a more experienced referee, do you think?
Maybe, but my thing is, why should it matter What was I even going to say then?
Is it because their Premier League referees should all be...
They should be on level.
No, I forgot.
At one point, you've got to make...
Why should it matter with the whistleblower or...
I've completely forgot.
I do feel...
That's a good point as well.
You've done to me.
I do really feel for Aston Villa because they were in a similar situation for us in terms of...
You nabbed their spot.
I do. I actually quite like Aston Villa because I think they've done it well, and we've risen at the same sort of time,
Yeah,
the
they
same
followed
style.
a similar pattern to your team.
But like them missing out Champions League, now they have to sell the best players.
Such underdog stories with your billionaire.
We're not underdogs, but it's sort of annoying for them because they're going to have to sell the best players instead of being on a build. It's like they're going to have to lose and sell and weaken for next year because of FFP.
100%.
And it's like it's kind of bullshit.
Yeah, good.
Whereas if they got Champions League, they would have been like solid.
Okay, fair. But this is another thing that annoys me. That one decision hasn't cost Villa.
I agree.
They got battered away. They lost to Wolves away. They got battered at Palace away. They've lost big games. Aston Villa are probably the biggest bottle jobs in the top 10 other than Arsenal. Name a big game they've won in the last 18 months. They bottled it against Olympiacos in the Conference League when everyone thought they'd win that.
They gave it a good shot against PSG.
Yeah, give it a good shot.
Well, I mean, they wouldn't.
Give it a great shot.
You said PSG were the best team in the world.
But they give it a good shot against PSG.
I don't think losing to PSG is a big
Okay, how about the weekend? Is that not shit in your pants away at Man United?
Yes, that is.
And also, they got battered. They didn't even play well.
To play devil's advocate here, do you not think like this?
How about the Crystal Palace semi-final at Wembley?
But we need to talk about
Aston Villa shit their pants when it matters.
Plus Martinez, that was like Nick Pope-esque.
So bad. It's so bad.
The biggest game of your season, and he's went out and fucking rugby tackled him.
Name a team who shits their pants more than Villa in the top 10.
Arsenal.
No.
What?
Joke.
Right.
No, Villa.
Can I make my point now?
Yeah, go on, carry on.
The term bottle is I saw this, like, the term bottle just gets thrown around so fucking
No, they have
low.
bottled it.
No, but they lost to PSG. Bottle.
No, that's not a bottle.
They fucking lost to the best team in the world.
That's not a bottle.
So many, every time someone loses, someone goes, "Oh, you bottled it."
No. I'm not claiming that's a bottle.
But it does get thrown around far too often.
The weekend was away at Man United, who've just lost to Spurs. Season done. They're one of the shittest teams in the league, and they got outplayed.
Yeah.
They didn't just lose; they got battered.
That is a bottle against Man United. That was like you had no doubt that they were going to win. Well, everyone said no doubt they win in both their games.
You know, Villa need to sell thing. Like, do they actually need to sell after selling Garratt?
Yeah,
they still need to sell. So they're going to sell Watkins.
It's fucking hilarious.
It's really bad. Like,
they sold Garratt for like 60 mil. They still need to sell.
They spent money in January as well, though. There's a lot of loan fees, though.
Marlon was signed on, wasn't Marlon? Permanent, but Rashford's not staying.
But it's a big loan fees as well.
50 mil minimum for Watkins, minimum.
He's
29, probably.
The problem they're going to sell 50 million and get 50 million for him, say, but they're not going to be able to replace him properly. So it's like
that's where recruitment comes into it. They could replace him.
No, they can't, because you can't really. It's like it's the same situation we've been in where we're now out of it, where like we have to keep selling.
Who said they can't go get Liam Delap?
Because they can't, like, if they're having to sell money to match up with FFP,
you know what I mean?
Maybe they can make it work, but they've been spending a lot. Like,
if you're Liam Delap, are you going Man United? Are you going Villa right now?
I think
Villa,
You're going Villa?
Well, I don't know. It's
probably Man
United. Well, we won him apparently. We've already won him.
Ask him. Someone ask him.
United are in for Bremo as well.
Yeah, no.
Surely he doesn't go fucking Man United.
I don't think you can't comprehend.
I do comprehend it. I know they're a big club, but fuck off, man. I want him.
No, but if
he will choose Man United over Newcastle.
But it's different.
Nah, he likes us a lot.
It's different with Brentford.
He's in the meetings.
He said St James's Park was his favourite stadium to play at.
I think it's different. It's different for a team outside of Europe. Brentford aren't in Europe, so going to Man United is still a step up. Whereas if you were playing for like even a Forest, a Villa, a Newcastle, it probably is considered a bit of a step down at the moment.
And also, Man United are that bad boy at school. Like every girl thinks they can change him.
Yeah, 100%.
Every girl thinks, you know what, I can be the one to change him.
Change the bad boy.
And then he cheats on you, and you go, look, I can be the one to change him. And then eventually...
Yeah, or end up in a different country, actually.
What? Manchester City got third.
Yeah, but quite under the radar finish, really, wasn't it?
To be honest, you know what? They've actually had a good second half of the season. They've done well.
Since they signed Marmoush, some would say.
Marmoush has been good, yeah.
Yeah, he's been good.
He's been good.
Pretty good, hasn't he?
It's quite annoyed me that they got away with it as well.
They haven't got away with it. It's their worst season in like 10 years.
This is always what they do.
Got away with what?
I wanted them to miss out. I thought that would be funny.
It's just Pep's worst ever season.
That goes to show how shit you've been in Villa.
We definitely should have finished higher.
Chelsea finished fourth somehow.
Fine, I think.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, I think this is the worst ever finish Pep's ever had.
No, it's third. He's finished third before.
He's never finished outside the top three.
He finished third with City.
Yeah, his first season, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. But is this the first year in like 10 years they haven't won a trophy?
Probably. I'd have to check. We probably should have researched that before we started, but
Fuck it.
Don't worry.
We are
Hang on,
currently doing that.
I'm just thinking about when the last time Man City didn't win a trophy this season.
Give me the fucking year.
Hang on a second.
Do it before it loads.
Oh my god, it was.
Go on, have a guess. Have a guess before it loads.
It was 2011.
Oh my god.
No, why they won the league?
That's well over a decade
I know,
ago,
they won
by
the
the way.
FA Cup.
2010. It was 2010, wasn't it?
Surely in Pep's
That's
first
15
year.
years ago, by the way.
Pep's first year, like 10 years ago, probably, I reckon. Did he win a trophy in his first year?
They didn't win anything in 2016-17.
That was his first year?
First season, third place, wasn't it?
Hold that, Pep.
Fucking 2011.
Semi-finals, fourth round, round 16.
2011.
That's pretty beast mode.
It's almost 10 years ago. They haven't won a
Yeah,
league.
no, yeah, because we said within the decade.
What do you think the top four looks like then next year? Like,
Oh, so
I know what you mean, but like,
Well,
Chelsea's weird.
I
It's going to be the same top four.
Yeah, I think it probably is.
I don't know, I think Newcastle might scrape in.
No,
No way.
they've got to
Not
play twice a
with
week.
twice a week.
Yeah, we've seen that formula before.
I was really window dependent, isn't it? It depends if we can actually attract
he's
big
gone,
players.
isn't he?
I don't know.
Well, yeah, you hang on. You've changed your shoe.
Like in the Champions League, of course you can attract big players.
I think we'll get some big signings. It's just
Like who?
It's if we get enough depth.
Well, you're 6 points down.
Honestly, I don't know who our main targets are.
Up,
It's main thing
on,
is
you've been in the
main thing is
meetings.
main thing is keeping our players like Tino's like Man City's number one right back target.
No, is he?
Yeah, that's
no,
Fabrizio Romano. Yeah, the number
Say
one
again.
target.
Livramento is Man
City's number one right back target.
Even though they've got Rico Lewis.
Search this up, Fabrizio Romano.
Not been
Develop
great this
into-
year, though, is he?
He's been fucking unreal, Tino. So we just need
First
depth.
name basis.
I'd like Mbuemo. I like the idea of Semenyo. There's some foreign players who I've seen we link with, but
Damn.
I don't
Liam
think
Delap.
Semenyo is the answer.
you know
As
what?
much as
I agree.
I really rate Semenyo,
You know what?
but I think that's
Speaking
his
about
level.
Bournemouth, I think Bournemouth are going to struggle next year because I think they are going to lose a lot of their best
Dean's
players.
going Real Madrid, right?
He's signed.
He's 50 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gone.
It depends. Bournemouth
Dean.
big thing will be if they keep
That's
Iriola.
his name, mate.
You calls him first name.
Well, because he's
Howson.
Yeah, but-
Dean. You said Dean.
Yeah.
Dean's going.
Yeah, but do you not think that's weird?
Dean?
Do you not think that's weird for a foreign footballer to be called Dean?
That's more weird that you call him Dean.
He's a Dutch-Spanish player called Dean.
Yeah, his dad's from Bolton.
Oh, good job.
Fuck off, mate.
Dean Windass.
What do you think? What do you think United are going to be like next year? Like with obviously Cunha joining, obviously
They've got to be better than
he's
what
a
they...
good egg, isn't he?
I think
He'll
they're gonna
fit
be
that
shit.
right into that club.
Yeah.
Well, he's probably going to be better than Garnacho, isn't
Well,
he?
they're getting rid of
Let's be honest.
Garnacho, aren't they? Because
Yeah.
he's a little prick.
I mean, are we seriously going to try and predict Man United?
No, we're not.
right
But
now?
like United are clearly having an over. Like also Bruno Fernandes is leaving. He's going to Saudi.
Might not.
I don't think he
Did you
will.
see them?
Amrim's basically begging him to stay.
The day after the final day, they're on a plane to Malaysia.
Day after the
tour.
final day, so yesterday.
Yeah, they're straight on a plane to do a pre-season tour or post-season tour.
That's normally like a brand thing
What?
for money, that though. We did one
And
with
they need the
Australia.
money, Man United.
They do?
I know. That's why I said it.